Hi guys,
Hi everyone.
welcome to another immigration video. We're going to talk about some new development in immigration, and we're going to walk you through how to apply for a job while you're outside Canada.
Well, so the last video, so if you didn't watch the last video, go back and watch that. We made an announcement about a new update about switching your visitor's visa to work permit. So in this video, in addition to what Babe just said, it's not just walking you through. We're going to show those of you who are interested where to find these employers. Okay? So stay tuned.
All right, so first, one of the updates, a welcomed update. This update is found on Canada.ca. This was announced on the 17th of March.
Yes.
It comes into effect April 6th. This is an extension of post-graduation work permits for up to 18 months, right? Usually, when people who come to Canada to study finish their studies, they are eligible to apply for a post-graduation work permit,
Right.
which is non-renewable. Non-renewable. But now, because of the backlog and different issues these persons are facing, and their permits have expired or expiring, and they're losing status, etc., they decided to extend the post-graduation work permits by 18 months, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to read through the article as it is, right? Again, it's a news release on Canada.ca. When you go to Canada.ca, scroll down, click on news, right? And you can sort that on the left-hand side by selecting IRCC, or Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, and you will see all the new updates, including this one.
Yes.
So, employers are facing unprecedented challenges in finding and retaining the workers they need during this period of economic recovery and growth. So, because of COVID, all the economies in the world were hit hard, including Canada.
Oh, yeah.
And the recovery is continuing, and they are facing real labor shortages, right? Although employers are slow to employ people, sometimes they need people across various industries. And that's something we're going to show you later on as well.
Yep.
In the other bit of the video. The minister, Sean Fraser, if you want to know his name, he's the Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship. He announced that international graduates with a recently expired or expiring post-graduation work permit will qualify for an additional or extended work permit to stay longer and gain additional work experience for up to 18 months.
No.
That's a year and a half.
Yes. I benefited from this in 2021, babe?
Yeah.
Right. I benefited from this in 2021. And I must say, there is a group of persons here, when I was here and that happened to me. It started with the whole pandemic. A lot of us got affected, had to stop working, X, Y, and Z. And I remember signing, what those things called, babe?
I don't know.
Like a bunch of us signed this petition for them to, well, we signed it for them to just give us our PR. But they extended the work permit, which was welcome. So this is the second time that is happening. And I'm so grateful for it, because I'm speaking as someone who has been in that position. So it makes a whole lot of difference. It gives you more than sufficient time, I think, to transition to your PR. But in addition to the 18 months, babe, what else? The other bit of good news there.
So, the PGWP program allows international graduates to obtain an open work permit. The important bit right there. It's an open work permit to get a job. Open work permit means you can work for any employer in Canada, anywhere. Good. That's what an open work permit means, right?
So you're not locked into any one employer.
Now, starting April 6, 2023, That's this coming week, I think Wednesday. Today is the second, for Thursday. This Thursday, these measures will allow persons who hold a PGWP and wish to stay longer in Canada, which is probably everyone or most people, allows them to extend their work permit and allow the country to retain high-skilled talent. Good. Foreign nationals whose PGWP already expired in 2023 and those who were eligible for the 2022 PGWP will also have the opportunity to apply for an additional 18-month work permit. So, if your postgrad work permit, for those in Canada, expired since this year started, or last year, 2022, right? The extension that Tash just mentioned, those, they can apply for this extended postgrad work permit. A lot of persons, including a couple of persons I know personally, have been wondering what are they going to do now, because they've applied for their PR, but nothing is happening because of the backlog.
Their permit is running out.
And their permit is running out, and they could not renew that PGWP, as I mentioned before. But now, with this fantastic news, the stress level is down, because they can now apply for this 18-month extension. Listen to this. Those with expired work permits will be able to restore their status. Expired. Usually, you have to apply for a new work permit 3 months before it expires. But even if your permit has expired, you can apply to restore your status for 18 months. And even if they are beyond the 90-day restoration period, so you've missed the window to apply. Right?
You missed that 3 month period.
You've missed the window and you are
Done.
now out of status.
Done. Flush.
Guess what? You can apply for a restoration of your status.
Yes.
And will receive an interim work authorization while waiting on the new permit to be processed. So this is a new development as well. Because
brand new.
Before, you would have to tell the employer, look, I have implied status because I've submitted my application for a new work permit.
And I'm waiting
for that. You have to explain to the employer, and the employer might be like, yeah, not so sure. But now, once you apply for that extension, they will send you an interim authorization to keep working. It's beautiful. It reduces the stress for both the employees, the foreign workers, and the
employers.
Right? So
that's great news.
Because we come to Canada and we are needed for the labor market, right, in different areas, and we help to fill in those gaps, those shortages that they're having across the country, across different sectors. So this is a new development, and for those who, are in this position, or someone in the position, you can share this information with them, and they can restore their status and get an additional 18 months to work.
Even if their permits have already expired. So this is good news. Y'all see me?
News.
I'm clapping because I've been there. So even though we're now permanent residents of Canada, it still gives me great joy.
Yeah.
Because I know what it feels like to not know what your next move is, and you're literally just sitting down, waiting on IRCC to,
And the fact is, when people are out of status in Canada, the anxiety goes through the roof.
Baby.
Right? And I can tell you, if you are unemployed, if you are laid off because your permit had expired, your rent is still due.
Hey.
You still have car payments. If you have a car, you have to buy food and get around. So now, that anxiety is gone. Thankfully. Right?
Lower.
And Canada might be, it's not the US, right? The US has a more straightforward immigration system.
Does it?
Yes, it does. And many employers in the States also allow you to keep working.
Well, that's what I mean.
Right?
I don't know if it's more straightforward, but I mean, in America, you can't just work
it's not so
under the
stiff
table. Right.
In the US.
It's not so regulated.
So it's good news. and we welcome it because Canada is really regulated and everything is. So they're kind of giving some room for persons to exist without stress.
Yes. So we wanted to plug that good news. So if you know anyone, as Babe said, that's in limbo right now, not sure what's next, waiting for their PR or whatever, this is some news that you can pass on to them.
Let them know.
Yeah, guys, stop. Keep the news for yourself now.
Share
it, man.
Share it, please. All right. We're going to move on to the next part. That Tash will really take over that part. We're going to talk about how you can apply for a job that's attached to a labor market impact assessment. All right. So first thing you do is go to Job Bank, JOBBANK .gc.ca. So once you go to jobbank.gc.ca, you will click here. Go to LMIA.
That's Labor Market Impact Assessment.
Click on that, and then you will see all the jobs come up that have a labor market impact assessment attached, where the employers
have already gone and applied for a labor market impact assessment. What this means is that they've already done the groundwork where they're unable to find local talent, and they are now in the position to employ someone who is outside of the country.
Foreign workers, right?
No, for those who are interested in transitioning from visitors to worker, this is also something you can look at. So even if you don't have a visitor's visa, you're just applying directly as a worker from your home country, this is also a resource that you can look at. All right. So when you go on this site, you'll see, as you're seeing now, plethora of jobs. We have over 5,000 in results. So we have 6,256 jobs right now from employers who are ready to bring somebody here from a different
posted
country.
On this website.
Right. But you can be more specific, right? So say, for example, before we even go there, let's click on computer application program job, so you can get a gist of what you will be looking for. All right. So when you go on this, you see, so the job that they're applying for, and it's verified. What does that mean, babe? When you see the verified, that means that it would have gone through whatever preliminary checks, and the job is indeed legit, hence why it's on this government website. Now you would have seen where the job is located, 100 King Street West Suite, and this is in Toronto. It pays $43 to $45 per hour, and you'll be working 40 hours per week. This job is permanent employment, full time. They have 3 vacancies in this particular company, and the name of the company is GrapeSoft Canada Inc. The company name can be seen right here. All right. So they want persons to start as soon as possible, and the job also comes with a health benefit plan.
And if you look down here, you will see where this employer has applied for a labor market impact assessment to hire a foreign worker to fill labor or skills shortages on a temporary basis. And that's the reason you are applying for a temporary worker visa.
Right.
So you're coming to Canada on a work permit. You are a temporary worker, right? And just to jump in there to add, once you work in Canada for 1 year,
that's what I was
full time,
yes,
you can then start the process of applying for permanent residence. Okay.
Right, and you can always apply under the Canadian Experience class once you've completed 1 year in Canada. So when you're going to Express Entry, you would select Canadian Experience class because you would have this to show. All right. Now the last part that Babe just showed, Babe, go back to that. The last part that Babe just showed, that speaks to the employer, you always want to check that the job has that attached to it if you're applying as an international applicant.
There are other positions you can look for.
Right, so let's filter
as well.
Let's filter it. And basically, guys, we're just giving you, it won't be an elaborate video, it won't be a long video, but we're just giving you an idea of how, when you go on the website, how to maneuver it, right? So you see, you find what it is that you're looking for. You're not stuck looking through all 6,000 jobs. So for example, say we want to filter it. So we're looking for a job in New Brunswick.
Right.
All right. Looking for a job in New Brunswick. Can we also look at what type? So this is showing all the jobs that they have in this particular province.
You can select your salary.
Select your salary as
Let's just select 40 to 59, and you can select multiple options for salary.
Labor market impact assessment.
You can look at approved. You can select approved.
So, and the approve is just showing you
3
employers that have already completed the process.
Right.
And then you have 5 employers based on the categories that you've selected that are currently waiting on IRCC to approve their application.
Within this salary range,
Right.
40 to 79.
Right. So based on what you select, if you're selecting criteria, or if you want to just look across the entirety of Canada,
You remove all the filters.
remove all the filters, and it will give you the result of everyone. And if you notice that this goes up, the LMIA pending and the LMIA approved. So for me, I would look at what's already approved. So let's go to LMIA approved jobs and see what's there. And then from this list, you'd be able to go through, look at what it is that the employer is looking for, and this will help you determine if you are qualified for a job, right? If you are, then of course you would go ahead and send in your application based on what is required by the employer. Let's look at one of them and see what might be required, if they give you anything there. So we're looking in BC. This is $21 per hour. It's 30-hour week job, day, evening, and flexible hours. They have 1 vacancy. They want you to start as soon as possible, and it's permanent full-time employment. All right. Again, this employer has an approved labor market impact assessment to hire a foreign worker to fill labor or skill shortages on a temporary basis. So we're good to go there. Who can apply for this job? It says only apply to this job if you are a Canadian citizen, a permanent resident, or a temporary resident of Canada. You have a valid Canadian work permit. If you are not authorized to work in Canada, do not apply. The employer will not respond to your application. Again, if you come on your visitor's visa, that is considered status. So you would be a temporary resident within the time that you're here on your visitor's visa. During that period, you could apply for this under the new policy that we shared last week, where you can transition or convert your visitor's visa to a what, babe? A work permit. All right. So don't be turned off or thrown off or whatever by that exclamation sign there. All right. So this is kind of like a follow-up on the information that we gave you last week.
So you've just seen us walk you through the Job Bank website, jobbank.gc.ca, where you can search for jobs. And those of you who are in Canada and you want to change your status from visitor to worker, you can go there and search for work, right? And you can click on LMIA to see which jobs you can apply for, and the employer will provide that documentation for you to apply directly for that job. Okay, so it's on you to do your job search, and we just made it a bit easier to show you where to go and what to do and how to do it. All right. So, and recently I read online that Chat GTP can help you to polish your resume, right? So don't be afraid. Copy your resume, drop it in Chat GTP, and ask it to refine it for you to one page or whatever. Ask it, and it will give you some options, right? Just pull that from Chat GTP, edit, and apply for your jobs. Okay? Life is easier now. You don't have to sweat to apply for work in Canada. You don't have to sweat to or pay enormous sums to get someone to do your resume for you.
That part.
So please take this advice, use it to make life easier. That's why we share these videos. That's why we share this information. So please use it. And please comment below. Share this information. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel and let us know if this information is or was helpful. Also, I have a short book, an immigration guide I put together, right? It's called Immigrating to Canada, Prepare for Change. This book can help you. Just go to Amazon, get the ebook, and many persons who bought this book have reached out and it has been very helpful to them. It can be helpful to you too. So get this book on Amazon and it will help you as well to prepare to move from wherever you live to Canada. Okay?
Yeah, and guys, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We can get there in like a month.
With your help.
So share up the video, man. Share up the video and have your people subscribe because they need the information. Also, I want to say, because today is World Autism Awareness Day, and by the time you see this video, it probably won't be. For the entire month of April, we'll be celebrating autism awareness. And I want to just do a plug and say, guys, do whatever you can in your own corner. I'm a huge advocate for persons on the spectrum. Read about autism, find out what it is, speak about it, bring awareness to your own community, and just, ensure that you're doing your part to make it more inclusive. I have authored and illustrated a kids book that speaks to the topic. It's not just for kids. There are resources in the back for adults as well. Get it as well. It's also on Amazon. And become a little more educated about it. Or if you know someone who could use this resource, get it and gift it to them. It will cost you not too much, not even $20. But thanks for your support. Spread autism. Be an advocate for the voiceless. Anyways,
thank you guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Take care and see you next time.
Bye.
Later.